Hey, this is Steve. So, Claude deployed to staging. This is the sequence that took, so did the OIDC rolled a trusted VisualForge repo and staging environment. So the cert and DNS, probably Amazon Certificates Manager, Route 53 DNS, and Cloud Front configuration workflow. The GitHub workflow probably for staging. Deployed the entire product stack to staging, all stacks, CloudFront, Winery, Firewall, Edge, Authorizer, SFN pipeline, verified on staging, products, and voice with staging token. They token got 401. The media sharp bug fixes are in the build. Could over wired. Ready for you. Oh, him urgent. Staging. But I completed this turn. Test config fix for smoke testing, yes. Architecture docs updated with the new changes and architecture authorization endpoints. Full staging replication. Okay, next steps merge the PR to stage. This is just for the cutover because it's already been deployed. And then do the same update in prod. Right, here's a solution running in dev. Yeah, here's a bug right here. Took me like 2 seconds to find a bug. This is bug, this is bug, this is bug. That's probably because this stuff. Oh yeah, this works. Let's see. These were not behind the API gateway before. They were just referencing the Lambda functions. There's some cores there. I'm gonna do some testing on this. I'm getting. All right, so did you run the agents and document and how they did you? All right, let's see. I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. I noticed there was some CORS errors related to these APIs that were intended to be migrated, and now it looks like those are fixed and pushed to dev. I had told Claude about it, so there. And then I asked also Claude to run some of the automated tests, which hopefully those will help with something. Let's see where deploying cores fixed. All right, yeah, this is where the check-in was, and then I reported I'm getting errors. Oh yeah, and then getting lots of cores errors on the planner, maybe something. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, and then Claude's mentioning the same thing I pointed out. That was moved from the function URL to the API gateway, which has its own cores config, so it probably didn't have the right headers or something. And the options pre-flight returns 401. Edge authorizer's identity source includes authorization, but cores pre-flight request don't send authorization. API gateway turns 401 at the gate, missing identity source. The browser sees a failed pre-flight CORS error. CORS headers are there. The status is the problem. Fix. Identity source X origin verify only. Still enforces CloudFront only zero bypass, and the authorizer allows options pre-flight. Validates the JOT and Lambda. Let me update both. Oh yeah, that's the old stuff. Old comment, I guess. The public routes. Yeah, so it didn't update, like, it just moved the functions but didn't refactor them to handle the cores or the JOT token, removing this identity source. Cross origin verify. Only cross origin verify is the identity source. Including authorization here would make the gateway 401. Every course pre-flight options carries no authorization. The authorizer validates the JOT and Lambda and allows options. Okay. Deploying urgently. OMG. All right, so it already deployed it anyway, so it's all that. Okay, and then I was asking about the tests, right? So, what tests have been run in dev and staging since we got everything set up with the new design, with splitting core and product? Was it the core in the app? layers or something, right? I was calling it the product layer, but maybe the application layer is better. Maybe I should have called it that instead of VisualForge. Like if I was going to redesign the GitHub, I'd make the org instead of my company name. I'd make it VisualForge. But it's Nero Labs, unfortunately. I guess I could have moved it, but I don't feel like. I mean, I could change my mind in a few months. So it is. Why does it keep? I must have put something in the Claude MD that says be honest or something, or don't lie about test results, because it's always like telling me it's being honest. It's so weird. I've got to figure out why it's doing that. It gives me the creeps. And it's like too chatty. It's like the very first sentence means nothing to me. Like automated playwright. Only 5 tests. After fixes, I've been rerunning them. No, just no playwright. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying it was overlooking the tests earlier in the plan, and now I was like, I'm just gonna bring it up later because it's doing a bunch of stuff, and I don't want to distract it. But now's about time, I'd say. Make sure. I don't know. Maybe it did cover some of the tests in phase 8 because it was talking about the test agents here. But I was just migrating them. It's like splitting just some files in the Claude folder, copy them out of core into the VisualForge one. Anything that's related to the application side. Oh yeah, mock. So the user with tests in it too. The tests are updated with latest changes. Make sure you I would say at least the same test and pass before should pass now. That's a pretty good way to do it. And just look at hopefully an old test run. Old test run. Okay, good news on the Mac front. Yeah, it's all working because they used to use it. I said something about some gaps. These are packets that was the default, and it recently changed to Cloud. That's the default. Those are. Alright, it looks like this might take a little bit of time. It's like it found a playwright report from June 1st. So that was just 9 days ago. It could use as a baseline. That's good. There's like 157 test specs for the new architecture. Yeah, see, we had tests were allowed to use Nova Light, but then we switched the default from Nova Light to Sonnet. So that's not as cheap. So we have to be more careful with the automation because it could run like thousands in one setting or something, depending. Okay, so just an update. The earlier full labs run with the old environment override routing before the refactor is done was 113 failed, 194 pass in 56 minutes. That forced all the labs at the product API, so every core call credits entitlements failed plus generation test flakiness not representative. A refactor run per path routing is the real signal. Let me wait for its analysis. The auth enforcement tests mostly pass. The real failures are more specific. Jout route returns 200 with valid JWT with valid, but that seems fine. And another user research returns border 4.43. Authenticated tests failing across the board. Alright, cool. So it's finding issues and fixing them with the test set. I'm hoping the tests will uncover a lot of problems. There's agents that can automatically fix the test problems. then there's also test agents that will monitor each of the lab tests on their end and then triage like open issues to record the test results and all that. Yeah, and then there's matching like developers, like the test agents aren't allowed to make changes, but the developers are. So and you can tell it not to let the developer agents do anything, which is all good. I think we may be able to run that, or it should at least run it once in mock mode where it's not calling the AI services. All right, so I'll let it keep running. Check in a bit.